Hey friends, welcome to Monday Live. I can see so many of you guys are here already. I'm just waiting for my comments to switch over so I can make sure that I'm on the screen as well. Should also make sure the sound is not on this. Oh, good thing I checked that. Okay. We should be flipping over at any time. I'm going to grab a swig of my coffee. Hopefully I hit the right button. Oh yeah, I did. There we go. Hey friends. Hey, happy Monday. I almost said Wednesday. Happy Monday. Hello to Monday Live here on YouTube, Patreon Live. I'm all in like a blue, like my head is kind of all over the place. Hey you guys, sorry I had to reschedule to a little bit later in the day. I know that was probably not super convenient, but I was running late getting home from a really fun government commissioners meeting, but I'm home and we're ready to go. So hey you guys, thanks for coming here and hanging out with me today. Let me see, I've got Lisa, Rachel, Yessie, Michelle, and Terry, Janine, Judy, Kendra, Caleb, Robin. You guys, woohoo! Yeah, it's the first time I've gone to anything like that before, so I really debated it this morning about whether to go or not, because I just have a lot going on around home and, you know, packing and work stuff and trying to get things finished up before I potentially don't have a computer for a few days when we move and all that stuff. So I debated it and then ultimately decided that it's something that is important to me, and it's something that I want to be able to show my kids that it's important to use your voice. So although I wasn't able to speak at the meeting today, I was able to be there in solidarity with the group of people who went in support of our mask mandate. So that's essentially what it was about. It was all about mask stuff. Anyway, that's not why we are here right now. Right now, we're going to have some fun time. Yay! And we're going to document a layout using the AMPERSAND Story Kit. This is the very last one that I have for this kit, and I'm super excited to finish it up. And then my plan is, once I have this one done and photographed, I have been keeping all of my AMPERSAND stories aside so I can film one video that just shows all of the different ones to post at the end of next month, so that anybody who is not on Patreon can see what it is that we do when we're here. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get you flipped over. I've got my stuff here on my desk. This one's not gonna take very long because there's just not much to it. But that's okay. So here we go. Let's get you flipped. Okie dokie. I think we got it. So it's so funny because my phone only shows a portion of my desk, but you guys can see like where my desk ends over here. So it's like I want to adjust it so that you don't have all that. So let's actually tip it a little bit more. Whoa, that was a lot. Okay, I think that fixes it. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we got. We've got, oh, thank you, Michelle. You're so sweet. I got this from Maurice's a couple years ago, which is a store I really like. I like that store. We have it now in our hometown, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so this one is about the end of a lot of things and the beginning of a lot of things to do with Izzy and starting school. So I have a picture that I took of Izzy on her first day of school. I blew this up to a, this is a 9x12, right? Yes, a 9x12. And then all we're going to do is add a photo and some journaling on here, and that's literally it. So this is the one of her. And then I have another one that our family just kind of sat down on the porch, and I propped my phone up and we all sat around her to make faces like, what? Oh my gosh, Izzy's starting school, right? So we made that face and took that picture. So that is what we're doing here. And then I've got my journaling on a card that is called, or that says an end and a beginning, because that's essentially what this is. So So school has gone really well. This is, so the last week she went for 2.5 days. So they had school on a half day on Tuesday, a full day on Wednesday, a full day on Thursday, and then they had a 3-day weekend. And then this week they are there for a full day, Monday through Thursday, and then they'll have Friday off because it's Labor Day weekend, and then they'll have Monday off and 4 days, and then they'll be back to like, or they'll start the full week thing. So it's kind of nice because, you know, for her, she's never been in a school situation before. I'm just thinking about something real quick. Okay, this is I'm gonna back this on white. So originally I was gonna just stick this on here, but it doesn't come off the picture enough. So I'm gonna put it on a white border, but I'm thinking I'm gonna round some corners. So let's do that. So it's gone really, really well. Like, we're all very happy with it. We were very uncertain about it to begin with because of, you know, the Delta variant and everything that's going on here right now. But once certain safety measures were put in place, we felt much better about it. She feels good about it. She's making a couple friends. Like, so some of the things that she came home and told us about school, because it's so weird not, like, I was her teacher last year, so I knew, like, we learned this today and we did this math problem, or, you know, we learned some addition of nines or whatever, and we learned the sound, whatever sound for K or whatever. My point is that I knew what she was working on last year the whole time because I taught her. But this year, I don't, because I'm not teaching her, so I have to rely on her to tell me what it is they're even learning. So, which is like, you know, kids don't tell you that stuff. So, okay, that looks pretty good. Sorry, I wanted to make sure that is good. So, what she has told me so far is that she learned, and I have to ask her different kinds of questions in order to get answers about the various things. So I had asked her, you know, what if they are doing any reading, to which she told me that they are, and they have to like pick, I think they have to pick a book and then try and read it in a certain amount of time, which stresses her out because she's never been one who's like super quick at stuff. She always takes her time. And then also, you know, just reading in a new environment is different. So she's like forgetting everything, and we read with her every single night. So for me, I'm like, Izzy, you know this stuff. Like, you're fine. So they have to read with a timer. If they're good, they get pom-poms. I did find that out. And then they can cash in their pom-poms for things like wearing PJs in school all day, and wearing a hat to school, stuff like that. And then, what else has she told me? She told me she has made 5 friends. 3 of them sit at her table, and one she met when I was picking her up from school one day, and the other one, I forget, I think is like another kid in class that she talked to. So she's like, I have 5 friends, and we're like, that's amazing. What are their names? And, you know, of course, she's like, I don't know. So she has 5 unnamed friends. And every day I tell her, Izzy, when you go to school today, ask them their name. Just say, like, I don't remember what your name is. Can you tell me? You know, or say, like, hi, remember, you know, it's nice to see you again. My name is Isabella. I'm like, you got to tell them your name because kids, you guys don't know each other's names. Which is very, very common at their age level. So she has friends, but we don't know their names. Maybe today we'll find out. Maybe today. Eventually she'll learn her table mates' names, and at least we'll have that. So we do that. I asked her, what is something you learned today that you never knew before? So I asked her that question, and which was a good one. I think I'm going to ask her that on many days. And so she said that she learned that weeds, like weeds outside in the garden, make something that we eat, which I have no idea what she's talking about, but I smile and nod and, ooh, that's really cool, right? No idea what she's talking about, but maybe eventually, you know, maybe she'll remember what it is that weeds make that we can eat. Like maybe it's dandelions, because dandelions you can put in salad, right? I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas? What do weeds make that we can eat? So that is, we've learned that about school. She really likes her teacher. Today she was excited because she has this mask that she really loves. It's like a floral design on it, and she was super excited to show her teacher her flower mask. When we eat dinner at night, one of the things we do as a family is we go around the table and we do happy, hard, and helper. So everybody has to answer, including Jonah, who, you know, he's finally starting to answer like real answers. But you have to say, what is something you did that day that made you happy? What is something that, you know, what is something in your day that made you sad or was hard? So that's hard. What was hard today? What was happy today? And then how did you help? You know, or what is something nice that you did for somebody else? So we asked those 3 questions at dinner time, and everybody, how plants produce fruit. Oh, maybe Caleb, that could be it. So we ask those questions, and that will oftentimes get a lot of answers about their day too. So it helps us to know a little bit more about their day, because some days, even prior to school starting, they would go spend the day with family. And so that would be a way for us to figure out, you know, what did they do that day. And one of the things that Izzy told me recently is she's like, I think it was for helper, or, you know, what did you do that was nice today? And she told me and Erin that she complimented her teacher's outfit, that she was wearing a dress that she really liked, and she told her teacher that she really liked her dress. And I was like, that's so sweet. You know, what a nice girl. So yes, school's going well. I'm very excited to hear about how today went when she comes home. If you guys have any like roundabout ways of asking questions, let me know. I thought I was pretty clever with the question of what did you learn today that you never knew before. I thought that was a good one. But if you guys have any suggestions on questions I can ask to get more information about her school day, I am all ears. Okie dokie. That is literally it for this one. This was a quick spread. I'm going to stamp it though. And I'm actually going to stamp this with her first day of school, because that's when I wrote it, and also when all these pictures are from. So her first day was in 2021. It was August 24th. 24. Okay, so we'll stamp it with this. All right, I'm just gonna put it right there on the photo. Okay, since that one was quick, I'm gonna get started on another layout that I'm actually creating for a design team project. But there's nothing about it that's like you can't see. Oh, before I do that, let me read this. So we've got first day of first grade. So I said, today marked the end of summer, the end of homeschooling, the end of spending all day, every day together. It was a little hard to cross this threshold and to know that as we begin the next segment of our lives together, that things are going to change in so many ways. And while it was hard to say goodbye to what was, it is also exciting to say hello to these new beginnings. Today marked the beginning of first grade, the beginning of going to a public school, the beginning of having non-family adults teach you, the beginning of so many new friendships, the beginning of school day stories, the beginning of so much good to come. So ends and beginnings, or an end and a beginning. Okay, so that is our Story Kit crush layout, or our whatever, ampersand Story Kit. The other one I'm going to work on is this one right here, which is a little wild. part of being on Allie Edwards' creative team, we are required to make a minimum of 3 projects. We don't really have to make more than 3, but 3. And one of them has to use a digital story kit. So since the digital story kits are all like out there, right? Like this is from a kit that's already available on her website. That's why I don't have to hide it from you. So I am using the September 2020, no, might not be 2020. I think it's September 2019, actually, Stories by the Month kit. 2019 digital Stories by the Month kit. And this one had a card on it that looked essentially like, well, kind of like this. It was cut off. But it has a bunch of these little like tag type shapes. And they were just a color. And then there was a sentiment that said, this September story. So what I did is I popped this into my Photoshop program. And then I took the card. It was actually kind of a lot of work, but I made it into a larger size, so I just stacked them one on top of the other and adjusted it to where I liked it. And then I cut each individual tag shape out of the page, so they were each a different layer. Then I could take my photos and clip them into just that layer. So that's how I've got all of my photos clipped into all of these different spots. Now this is a story about last weekend when I took the kids to the zoo. I've got a bunch of different pictures that I took from our trip there. I added in my own title, which says, love this story, life looks like this. And then I've added some journaling into a couple of the, well, 5 of the tag shapes. So what I'm going to do is basically take this apart and reassemble it. That's it. And I'm going to pop it up on foam and put it on a piece of textured white cardstock. So what we'll see in between will be textured white instead of this glossy photo paper. So all that I need to do is go row by row and reassemble these on here with some foam tape. So I'm just going to do this while we hang out and chat. And then this is one that you will see on my Instagram at some point to cover this assignment. I thought that this was kind of a fun way to use this particular kit digitally. It's easy because I don't have to have like a ton of, like most of the work was done on the computer. Where did I put my, there, my scissors. Most of the work was done on the computer, so it's just kind of cutting it apart and piecing it back together makes it easy. So what I will do is cut out the tag shape. We'll add on some foam. This is going to be a little tedious, but that's okay. Sometimes the tedious ones turn out really fun. Oh, hey, Libby. Yeah, I had to schedule this for a little bit later in the day because I went to an event that went a lot longer than I expected it to. Whoops. Okay. So I can add this on here. So like kind of put it where I want it to go. I can add this back on here so I know where that goes. And then I can take off the foam tape here and stick this down onto the page, even with everything else. And that is how we're going to assemble this thing. Which, you know, yes, is tedious, but also gets the job done. So what's everybody up to this week? You guys doing anything fun? Or if you are going on vacation over the weekend, because it's, you know what, and some of these I'm going to put down too. I just thought about that. I think I'll alternate them, have some popped up and some not popped up. I don't want to set this down on here. Anyway, so we've got the holiday weekend coming up, right? If you are in the United States, we celebrate Labor Day on Monday next week, a week from today. So a lot of people take off Friday through Monday and do big vacations. So is anybody doing anything for vacation this weekend? Oops. Okay, let's get you back on here. You know what? I might do this too to make it kind of easier. Just add a little tiny piece of roller tape there, and then I can position it, and then I can stick it down but take it back up later. That'll make that easier. Yeah, school started. Woo woo. Does everybody have school started already, or is anybody still waiting to start until after Labor Day or after this coming weekend? We are in the process of getting ready to move. Our sellers, the people that were buying their house, have told us that they are planning to move out on or before the 6th, which is Labor Day. So we are treating it as though we are moving on Monday, which means there's a lot happening around here. I'm trying to get some assignments completed, like this one, so that it is ready to go for my design team stuff, and I don't have to worry about it. Oh wait, whose birthday? Lisa, happy birthday tomorrow. What is tomorrow? The 31st of August. Nice. Are you doing anything for your birthday? Okay, now, let's stick that one there. And this one can go right there. So I thought that this would be fun to just kind of like give some texture, but also I like the white textured cardstock better than the glossy photo paper. I just like the way that it looks in the background. Oh wait, this one I'm gonna just stick down. And there we go. Next Tuesday. Wow. That is a pretty late start for next Tuesday. Okay, so now I'm going to trim off the top and the bottom. And then we'll do row number 2. So this is all I'm going to do for this. It's pretty simple and easy, just tedious. Whoops. Okay, so let's put this back where it was gonna go. Trimmed a little bit too much off of that, but oh well, that's fine. Okay, so then you are gonna be flat. I think I'm just gonna alternate them. Go every other one. Working and going to dinner. Well, dinner will be fun though. Working's a bummer, but at least going to dinner will be fun. Where are you going to dinner? What kind of food are you gonna get? Do you get to pick like your favorite food for your birthday? We always do that here, where it's like you get to pick whatever you want to eat on your birthday. All right, trim, trim, trim. I know this one's not like the most exciting to watch, sorry. But I gotta get it done, so I might as well do it with you guys, right? School starts September 2nd. But wait, aren't yours in school? Do they not go to the normal schools? Mag? Because I know first day was free was today. Oh no, I cut my photo. Shoot. Well, you know what? Nobody will ever know, right? Nobody will ever know. I don't care. I saw a post on Instagram the other day. I think it was Elizabeth, who is Everyday Storyteller. Is that her handle? She was talking about how she made a mistake on her layout. And she's like, you know, if you make a mistake, do you go back and fix it? Or do you just leave it? And I was like, 99% of the time I just leave it. Unless it's like really detrimental to whatever story I'm telling. Like that, I literally just cut that photo. Whoops. I don't care. I'm leaving it. Staying. Because it's just not worth the effort to have to go and reprint it and redo it. Like, you can't hardly tell. It's fine. Which is probably a really big thing to say because, you know, I also have some perfectionism in me. Like, I like things to be perfect. So it's probably a good thing. A good practice to have, you know? To just let the mistakes be okay. All right. Crazy. Oh, okay. Let's see. Private school. Oh, okay. See, that makes a lot more sense then. We were going to go to a different school district originally, and they would have started, today would have been their first day. So originally I thought that, you know, today was going to be first day of school. So we would have like a week. Let's not cut my photo again. So we would have like a week of being back after our vacation, and then when we enrolled her in the different school district, they started a week earlier than I expected. So it was like everything happened all at once. It's crazy. So crazy. Are all crooked. That's so funny, Caleb. Whatever, just leave it. Who cares? You know? Most of this is for the enjoyment of doing it, right? Like, of course, hopefully people will look at it and love it later in life. But ultimately, it's so that we can have fun and document our memories and all that stuff. So, yeah, I say whatever. You know, let it be. Let it just be a mistake. It's totally cool. We're all human. Scrapbook. Me too, Michelle. Me too. It has totally improved my perfectionism issue as well. What it has not really helped me with is my need for order and control and organization of all the things. Like, that's still a bit of a struggle. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to work from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. All right, let's put this back where I want it to go. And make sure we've got some spacing. We do. Okie dokie. So for those of you who are participating in December Daily, if you are following the December Daily group over on Instagram, what has been your favorite sneak peek so far? Like, what are you most excited about for the sneak peeks? I am curious. Your house is falling apart, but your craft cave. Yes, right? The Fa La La album. That is the one I have picked. That is what I'm going to use this year, is the Fa La La 6x8 album. Hopefully, I got to get 2 of them because I can't, you know, God forbid I only have 1 album. That, yeah, it just would never happen. I couldn't do it. I'll always have too much stuff in them to have just one. So, but that's the one I'm picking too, the Fa La La album. I really debated on the green one. Really debated on it. The star stamp set. Ooh, when did they show that? Did they just show that like today? I haven't seen that one yet. Now I'm gonna have to go look. Everything, Fa La La, yep, shipping. Oh, I hope it won't be too bad too. Like, maybe they'll have some kind of like just standard, like what is that called, like a flat rate shipping, which would be really nice. It showed early on. Ellie showed it early on. Huh, I don't think I've seen that. I probably have at some point. because a lot of the stamps haven't been revealed yet, not even to the design teams. So for us, we've seen pretty much everything that's coming out except for a couple of the stamps. So I'm like, I wonder if I've seen that one. Wait, I have seen it. Yes, I know which one you're talking about now. And yes, that is one I'm totally, absolutely getting. Yes. Pattern papers, yep. And you guys know, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the pattern papers this year because I use paper a lot when I'm working in albums, especially if I'm making the album interactive. Paper is like a really important thing to have, and in years past, Allie hasn't really had any pattern paper in hers, so I'm super excited about that. That is going to be really fun to work with. Did you guys notice, I don't know if you've noticed how all of the creative team members, so over on the December Daily account, they are introducing all of the December Daily team members for that specific design team. And the first post is always a picture of their face with like a little bit about them to the side. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And have you noticed anything about the backgrounds behind the people? So like it'd be like a square post and it's got like their picture and a little bit of text, but then there's like a background pattern. Have you noticed anything about that? And how that in itself is kind of a sneak peek. Oh, I like the canvas pockets too. Yes, all the texture. So excited about all the texture this year. I think it'll be so much fun to work with all that stuff. Whoop, almost put that on upside down. Lisa, you're doing the green album. Ah, the green is so pretty. It's just so pretty. Oh, that I meant to put that on foam. Okay, let's redo. Got distracted talking about December. Let's foam this. Paper better than filler cards. Yep. You know what's fun about filler cards though, that I also like about them? I a lot of times will use filler cards as not cards. Like I will take the sentiment and fussy cut the sentiment out and use that as an embellishment. Or sometimes they might have an icon on them, or using them to make pockets, or like all different kinds of stuff like that. So for that, I do like having some of the filler cards, just to give me some more options for things of that nature. Okay, now that I did this the right way this time. I don't know. So Michelle, here is where you can verify if you are correct or not. So if you look at the background, oops, so they did like the sneak peek, right, of the papers. And if you look, the papers kind of match the backgrounds of the posts. Oh, Kendra, it's okay. You don't have to do December Daily. It's totally fine. I'm sorry if I make you feel left out right now. So if you don't do December Daily, Kendra, what will you do during the winter months while everybody is? Like, do you do a different kind of album, like a gratitude one, or do you just do like normal, just your normal documenting type of stories during that time? Or do you just take the time off and spend it with family? So now I'm curious. I love seeing your stuff. I'm bummed that there won't be any December Daily stuff. Travel. Okay. That is a great use of time in December is to do the travel albums, because generally what we're not doing is traveling at that time. Well, I guess unless you're traveling to see family. But it's so nice because everybody's all hyped up about their holiday documenting that it gives you a chance to just kind of slow down a bit and do some other things. Yeah, I put that on here. So let's put this back here. And then I'm going to start from the bottom and move up. And story kits, yeah. Are you planning a live about your strategy, tips, tricks? I am not planning that, but I can. I can totally plan to do something like that. I'm going to do something like that for October Daily too. I think I might film that on Wednesday because it would be nice to do it. Ooh, I should see, where do I have to go here? So you and you, then you and you, then you and you. Wait, we're not getting any of these middle ones. So maybe this one and just this one. And then we'll go there. And then we'll go this. So maybe here and then there. Okay. So not you. Sorry, I'm trying to make this feel balanced because what's going to end up happening is all the puffed up ones are going to go here and there'll be nothing down the center. So I want to make sure that I get something down the center to even that out. Just trying to figure out which ones I'm going to do what to. Anyways, yes, I can plan to do a December daily strategy video. Also, I'm going to do it for October. Probably going to do it on Wednesday. That's where I was like, what was I talking about? I'm going to do it on Wednesday, and likely just talk about like, here's, you know, here's the type of videos you can expect and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and to release my calendar. Also, I'm thinking about potentially, I feel like I lost track again. So you, then you, no, yes, you, and then you and you. Let's do that. Let's do these three. And then let's do this one, and maybe this one. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. So anyways, back to what I was going to say. Back in February, I think it was February, it might have been March, whenever it was that I decided to branch out and do Patreon, I had secured a blog website for myself. And so I'm going to, I don't know, I really want to get a couple of blog posts done that detail like different ideas for stuff you can do in the fall. And also some stuff like my family calendar, because I do that not every year. Last year I started doing it, and it seemed like it was really helpful for people. So I'm going to do that again, where I will put together like, what is our family doing for the holiday seasons, and share that with everybody with links to where you can find all the stuff. But I also want to put together just a flat list of different ideas, because that's one of the things I really enjoy doing, is coming up with creative ideas for things you can do to celebrate the seasons. So I'm going to do that, and likely that will go on a blog post, just because that seems like the best home for it. But that will also be part of what I talk about in my strategy thing, and I'll do the same thing for December. I don't have any true ideas about December Daily yet. I haven't really let myself go down that train yet. I most likely, when I get myself over to the new house and in my new studio, I generally start thinking about a lot of my December stuff towards the middle to end of October, because in October I'm also coming up with ideas for October Daily. October's, in terms of documenting, it's always kind of a weird month, because there's all the, especially for creative team folks or anybody who's doing like a product play class or anything like that, you create all the content in October. So for me, I'm celebrating like the spooky season and fall and all of that. And at the same time, also creating stuff for December, which seems like really far away at that point in time. It's not, but it does seem that way, right? So generally, I will start thinking about December daily stuff towards the middle of October, I would say. Or like last year I did product play, and so you know, that helped. One of the things that really helps me is to have parameters of how to create ideas. So like this year, I think I'm going to do the same thing with October daily, where I will pick maybe 3 different types of ideas. So maybe it's like black and white, you know, might be one of the design concepts, and maybe another one could be pumpkins, you know, and maybe one could be, I don't know, I gotta think about it. I haven't given much thought to it because we've been in such a like moving state of mind. But a lot of times that will help me to come up with ideas and to come up with a structure for how to document our holidays. I will definitely do that again. Which Ellie's class is a must watch about December daily? I would say, like, Mag, do you mean like a must watch in terms of like idea generation, or in terms of strategizing how to do December daily? So if you're looking for tips on like, how do I get this project done? How do I, oh, we're on this side this time. How do I get my project done? How do I come up with ideas of what to even document? If it's stuff like that that you're struggling with, then I would recommend checking out a a prep day class, which there are 2 of them. One of them was from 2019, and that one was led by Allie, and only Allie, with maybe she had a couple of guest people. And then the 2021, I co-hosted that one with my friend Tashi. So just talking about different strategies on how to do December daily, how to get organized for it, finishing versus not finishing during December, that sort of stuff. So that could give you some inspiration on how to go about those. And those are like a very inexpensive price point. I think it's only $5, $5 US to take that class. And it's 12 hours of content. So really, really a good bang for your buck. If you're looking more for ideas on how to do page designs, so maybe you want some ideas for foundation pages, or just, you know, what are some easy ways to document stories, then I would recommend doing the product play classes. And you can pick any one of them. I would just say whichever one has the themes that you're most excited to work with, or if you look through some of the products that are being released, what are some of the themes that would be most relevant to the product? So I know one of the years they did stars as a theme, and this year there's the star stamp, right? And who knows what else might come out that is star shaped. And so that could give you some ideas on what to do with stars. Or maybe it's working, like last year they did transparencies was one of the topics. And so our transparency is something that you want to include in your album, like more transparent type of items. And that class is really beneficial for thinking outside of the box in how to use your products. A lot of the times they do require some digital aspect to it. At least the past classes have been like that. So just kind of go into it knowing that, but not everything has to be, and a lot of stuff can be altered based on what you do have available to you. So I hope that helps to answer your question. All right. What else we got here? Oh, and Caleb, yeah, storytelling with December Daily. I've actually never taken that one, but that would be fun. Lisa, I'm glad this is more fun for you. Yay. Scheduling training for 70 people. Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. So funny. Do you guys have, so Caleb asked, do you guys have any input into the things they created for this year? You know, I don't think we did. Sometimes they will ask us advice for things like, especially related to the monthly kits. So like, you know, maybe Allie has come up with a new story kit idea, a new theme that she wants to work with, but she's struggling with like, how else could this word be interpreted? Then she might ask us some advice on that or for some input. Or like, hey, I want to have more stamps in the shop. Who has some ideas for different kinds of stamps that I can create? So sometimes, you know, they do ask for our input. It's not very often because, you know, they're pretty good at coming up with ideas. But this time, I don't think so. I don't think there was anything specifically. Like, I don't remember them asking us anything for December Daily. I know that, so I know a little bit more about what's happening this year for product play, which they haven't shared any of it, so I don't think I can either. But I will tell you that they take a lot of what the community has to say into account. So a lot of, you know, comments or complaints about previous years, they are doing their best to meet the needs of the community. And I think that you will all be very, very happy with what product play is going to be this year. Okay, I want to do these ones, right? No, these ones. Yeah. Okay, we're getting there. What else? With Allie having a specific, does it help lighten your project load? Not necessarily. It does because, you know, with having more people, there's more opportunities for content creation. But the thing with Allie's team is we're not expected to do December Daily. So as part of her creative team, the only things that we are required to do, that we are, you know, that we've signed a contract that we will do, is every month we have to use the digital story kit to do a project. We have to do or use the digital stories by the month kit, which is the project I'm doing right now with you guys. So that is one of our requirements. And we have to use the physical story kit. So we have to make 3 projects every month with the main subscription releases. And then everything else is optional. So they will oftentimes comp us product if we want to participate. So we could say, like, you know, they'll ask you, who wants to do Week in the Life this year? And then if you say yes, then they might be like, okay, well, if we send you such and such product, will you do a post on your Instagram? And it's, yeah, of course I will. You know, so it helps them build their content. But with December Daily, nobody is expected to do it, but pretty much everybody does because it's, you know, just a really fun project, but you don't have to. If you do, we are invited to share content. We are invited to partake in some of the events that deal with that deal with December Daily. And it's a nice benefit to being on the team, is being able to have the option to do it or not do it. So it doesn't necessarily lighten the load because I still want to do it. You know, like I'm still going to make a December Daily album. And it's one of the things, like December Daily and October Daily are the 2 gateways through which people find me, generally speaking. So for me, like doing the videos and trying to get them, you know, as much to daily as possible, and all of that stuff is my personal decision to do that too, right? So like I don't have to do videos, but I like to. Partially, oh, I cut that a little bit too. It'll be okay. Partially because, actually it'll be fine. Partially because, I forgot what I was saying. I totally lost my train of thought. So, I don't know. Anyway, I hope that answers your question at least. That, yeah, it does and it doesn't, because ultimately I still want to do it. Yeah, October daily. See? Yeah, exactly. So, and ultimately I want people to find me, right? Like I want them to not just find me for like joining in stuff like this and, you know, making this, like scrapbooking is becoming my job, basically. That's the dream. I mean, I want it to be my job, so it is my job. And like my kids call this my work. I call it my work because it is. I mean, it is. It's how I contribute to the family. So I want them to find me for that, but more so than that, I want them to find me to get involved in this project and get involved in this community and tell stories. And I feel like being in a scrapbooking community and telling stories regularly about our lives just helps us to be way more intentional about our lives. And that to me is the bread and butter of what scrapbooking is it helps you to stay very intentional about what's going on in your life and around your life. So for me, if I can inspire people to do that, then I feel like I have done my job. This one is not propped up. Okie dokie. I also generally feel like the scrapbooking community is really inclusive, and at least from my own personal experience, I feel like it's really inclusive and just a really positive place. I know that there's drama. I know that stuff happens, but in general, it's a really positive place for people to be in a time in our race's existence where there's not a lot of positive places to be. So there's that part of it too. We're getting there, you guys. I have one more row, and then this layout is done, and you guys help me complete my assignment. Whoops. Which is like, it's crazy. This layout is crazy, but I like it. Yes, and supportive too, and supportive. See if there's any other questions that you guys had. Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing these two. So the outside ones I'm not propping up. And this will be done. So what else do I have for you guys? I don't know. Oh, I saw a comment. Kendra, was it you who asked? Somebody asked about how I heard that Heidi Swap is doing an October release. I can't remember if that was, I saw it in Facebook and I just didn't have a chance to respond to it yet. If it was, if it was you who asked, or if it's not, if anybody else is curious, the podcast I was listening to, my friends, Janet and Josie. So Josie is Josie Posey on Instagram, and Janet has an Instagram. Hers is Girl in a Sweater Crafts, I think. And they joined together and created a podcast for, they call it the Paper Lovers Podcast. And the title of it is Paper Talk. So the podcast, Paper Talk, is where I heard about the Heidi Swap thing, because it wasn't you. Okay, I don't remember who it was. Yeah, and Veronica's on there too. So Veronica, Caleb, what is Veronica's handle? Is it Veronica Creates? I think that's what it is. Anyway, so the three of them have a podcast. It's usually Josie and Janet, and then once a month Veronica joins in and they do kind of like a paper trends type of episode. So they had Heidi Swap on as a guest, and so if any of you guys haven't heard of Paper Talk, this is your little message to go and listen and subscribe. So they had Heidi Swap come on for an episode, and on the episode she talked about releasing product for October, which she specifically told them because Josie and, my goodness, I have a clear my throat. Josie and Veronica are avid participants in October Daily. So she wanted them to basically know that she's got something coming. So I was talking to Mel, my friend Melanie, who is Melanie Butler, and she also shares on Instagram her stuff. So I was talking with her recently, and she reached out to Heidi to ask, like, so we heard about this kit, and where is it? Like, are you coming out with something for October? And Heidi responded that it's coming in the beginning of September, like September 1st or something. So keep your eyes out for, if you're an October fan, October documenter, keep your eyes out in the next couple of days for some Heidi Swap October stuff. I'm hoping it's good. I actually was about to do a storyline chapters for my October Daily this year, but she took so long getting it out that I decided to just go for a Life Crafted album instead. Maybe another time I will do the other one. So yes, yeah, so soon. Yeah, that's what I thought, Caleb. So, and what I thought about doing too was getting like one of her older storyline chapters books and then recovering it with something like Halloween looking or fall looking. But then, yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait. We'll see what happens. Because what if I don't like it? And then everything else I can't get in time. So I was like, whatever. I'm just going to do a Life Crafted album. Plus, the one benefit to doing a Life Crafted instead of doing the storyline chapter is I have worked in the Traveler's Notebook size albums very, frequently. I really like that size of an album. So because I want my October Daily to be a little bit more on the simple side this year because we're moving and all that craziness, because of that, I liked that I wouldn't have to totally rethink layouts and all that stuff. So instead, I'll do the Life Crafted, and then maybe in the spring or summer of next year, maybe I'll do like a summer album in the storyline chapter, or like an All About Me. I'd really like to do an All About Me album and use the prompts from Heba to do that. I never got a chance to last time, and I think that would be that'd be a pretty cool album to do. All right, you guys, this is the last one. Yes. And it's done. So tedious, but I'll hold it up close so you guys can see because it's actually really, really cool. Let's get all these little tiny clippings off of my desk. Okay, throw all that away. Something for Christmas as well. Interesting, yeah. I really like Heidi's style, especially I tend to go for more bold looking stuff, and she had a line a couple years ago that was like colorful and bold, and I really liked that one. So I don't know, I guess we'll see what she has for us. Hopefully lots of black and white, right? Okay, so I'm going to read this, I'm going to hold it up for you guys, and then we'll call it quits. So this one is Love This Story is my title. And so here's what I said. Before the chaos of moving begins later this week, I decided to take the kids for our monthly visit to the Detroit Zoo. When we got there, we were happy to see that the playground was finally open. It was brutally hot this visit, temps in the mid-90s and incredibly muggy. I'm so glad we brought waters. Today, all of the giraffes were out and about. We were able to go up on the upper deck, and one giraffe came super close to us. I promised the kids a carousel ride before we left. They love going on this ride so much. So just like little snippets about the day. And then, so I'll hold this up. So when it's flat, you can see how it looks kind of like bricks or something of that nature. And then when I tip it, we'll see if you guys can see that. Then you can kind of see how there's layers and dimension in the layout. No, I need to tip it more, I think. It's hard. I have like a 5-second delay. There we go. So anyway, you can kind of see how it all is textured in there. It looks really cool. I like it a lot. So this is going to be my digital September Stories by the Month assignment now completed. Super awesome. All right, guys. So we did our ampersand. We did our bonus project. And that's going to be that. So I just want to say thank you for letting me postpone and come on here a little bit later and still coming and hanging out with me today. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be back at 7:30 p.m. my time, working on some paper person or a paper person project. So I've got 3 paper person projects for the next 3 lives this week. And then in September, I actually just finished filming, editing, voicing, and uploading all of the videos for the rest of my 2018 Project Life album. So that album is now officially completed, but you're going to see all of the videos throughout the course of September. So I believe it's the first 3 weeks of September. No, so not this week, but next week, and the following 2 after that are going to be almost a daily, like less than 10-minute video for Project Life. And then there's a flip through at the end. And then the last week of September, I'm leaving pretty open in case I have time to do some lives with you guys if I'm set up yet or not. So I'm leaving that week kind of open. And I also have, you'll see, I'm going to type up a calendar as soon as we get off of this and post it at some point this evening on our Patreon. I'm also leaving Fridays open as like studio updates to kind of take you behind the scenes and show you how my studio setup is going in the new house. So that is, that's what I've got for September. I'm going to plan a Zoom call for the very last Saturday in September. I believe by then I should be good to go. And even if I'm not, I can Zoom with you guys like in the backyard. It won't be a big deal. So I'm going to plan for that for the end of September. So we're still going to have lots of videos. There won't be as many lives. There won't be as many like projects because of the move, but there will at least be lots of content for you guys to watch if you like. So that's that. All right, friends, now I am officially done. I wanted to mention that before I forgot. So now I'm officially done. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And for those who will be there tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. Bye, you guys.